What's up everyone? Today's video we're going to be going ahead and getting all the steel pulleys and all the pulley stuff done for the Supercharger system. I've been cracking away at it all weekend, but we're going to do this in a series. So I have everything here, the Supercharger, and there's a bunch of steel pulleys. So they want you to swap out pulleys with some of these different ones, and we're going to get into it with the remainder of this video. There's also a big bracket system. The bracketing and mounting the actual whole Supercharger system is going to be in the next episode, but first we have to get the pulleys all situated. So they have you do some stuff here around the crank pulley, some extra bracketing so that you can put in this idler pulley. So we're gonna rip under the truck and we're gonna remove these two bolts that are right next to the crank pulley, put in this little bracket doohickey thing that they have, this guy here, and then that is going to be the mounting point for what looks like this pulley if the piece doesn't fall out. So we're gonna install all that on there and then we'll move on to this next step, but let's get under the truck and see what we got. Here's the setup. We've got this, so we have these 130 millimeter long bolts with these two spacers. We've got the idler pulley with the bolt and a washer sitting in there. I got some blue Loctite for here just because I don't want to have this thing flying off. It's not recommended, or it's not they don't say it in the instructions, but anyways, I'm gonna do it. And then I have a 21, or no, actually a 19, sorry, to tighten the idler. And I have a 13 millimeter socket to remove the factory bolts. And then I have a 6 millimeter Allen key to tighten these guys. So we're gonna go under there and we're gonna put this on. Okay, so now that we're under here, we can remove the belt. I've already done the tensioner, so let's get this out of our way. And once the belt's out of our way, it's not, we don't have to take completely off, but at least out of this area we're working, we're gonna take our 13 millimeter ratchet and remove these bolts. So here's one of them. And crack the other one loose. Right here. So now they're cracked loose, I should hopefully be able to get them by hand. Okay, so here's one. This should be two. There's the second one. And we'll get our bracket together. These long bolts. Spacers that want to fall off. Get this in here. There we go with this. Put a bit of Loctite on those bolts here. There we go. And we'll throw this on to here. So the next step is we're going to be removing the tensioner pulley completely. We're going to be taking the pulley off it, and I believe we're just going to be using the pulley. So let's go ahead and get the pulley or the tensioner off first. It's held on there with a 16 millimeter socket, well actually a 16 millimeter bolt. So we're going to use a 16 millimeter socket, take that off, and then we'll start disassembling it to do what's next. Next, we're removing the 13 millimeter that holds this pulley on. This squeaky little bolts. And let's see what hardware they're going to get us to use, but it looks like we're going to be using just the pulley and putting it on. Okay, so we're going to be using an M50 bolt, which is, they're supposed to supply one, but I couldn't find it in my used kit. But I measured it, and it's supposed to be 50 millimeters long, which the original one is. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. It came out of the same hole. It's the same length. Why not? You also have to put a washer on it. And this is the original idler wheel, the plastic one, but they give you this little spacer thing that you're supposed to shove in here, put the bolt in, like so, and then we'll put this on the truck. So we'll install it right here, where it came from. Well, kind of came from. So the modified version is going to go back in here once we tighten this bolt all the way down. So we'll tighten this down, and then it looks like we have to do something next with this one. So that one, apparently we're supposed to put a steel one on, so not sure why. Maybe it's because it's under a bunch of tension. So okay. Next, they want us to replace this plastic pulley with this steel one that they supply. So we're going to go ahead and remove the 13 mil bolt that's holding this on and swap it out. It should be fairly straightforward. But I think this one's a little smaller, it looks like. I'll be able to confirm in a second once I get it off, but this one looks a little smaller than the one that we're about to put on, and of course plastic versus steel. So pull this off. Bolt is long. Okay, so pop this off, and just for fun, let's compare. So they are slightly different size. You can see I can put this one actually inside of it, so just a tiny bit bigger. And this will go back on like so, and we'll put the bolt back in, and we'll tighten this up, and this one should be done. Now that it's tight, confirm that it's not binding on anything, so we're good to go, and we're all done with the pulleys. Okay, so all the pulleys are installed. Like you saw, we had to remove the tensioner, we had to replace this one up here, and we had to add that one at the very bottom. So that stuff is going to be all we're going to need to do with the engine side of things. And then once we get the actual supercharger bolted up and the main brackets and all that stuff there, that plate, then this thing has a series of pulleys. I'm assuming you'd have to install these if you got the kit new, but because my kit was used, they're already on here. And I don't know 100% if that's true, but anyways, these are already on here ready to go. So in the next video, we'll end up putting this on, and we should be pretty much there. So as always, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed, and turn that bell notification on so that you get notified on the next and latest videos. But as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Follow us on Instagram if you want. I'm probably gonna go live on this today as well. Just for a bit, just to kind of give you guys a sneak preview. So I'll always do a little bit of sneak previews on Instagram if you guys are over there. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.